Hello, Billy Ho here, coming at you with a course preview and picks show for the Open Championship, Royal Liverpool. And we are going to have flyovers to look at, see what this course has to offer. We're going to get down and dirty and try to find this week's players. And guess what? A surprise. The pricing has been out like all the major championships usually do early. And we got a little bit of different pricing to discuss. So race to 1,000 subscribers. Really need you to help me out. Subscribe to the channel, smash the like button, notifications, all that good stuff. Leave a comment and let me know if you're going to play anybody down in that 5K range. Hint, hint, stick around. We got stuff coming later. Let's go. Like I said, pricing is out, and you can see way up top, Scotty Scheffler is 12,500, and we are actually going to dip down, first time I can ever remember, into 5,000s. So they did. I guess people of the ilk of the high-level players must have been complaining long enough for them to do this that they finally thought that they would give it a try. And I'm not really sure why they chose this particular tournament to do it. You would have thought a test case. I mean, I understand why, because they got all the major players, but they could have just chose any elevated event or even coming up in a week or two. Well, I guess that's probably the top 70 players, so that wouldn't work either. So, okay, well, whatever. It is what it is. But we're going to talk the golf course first, because that's why you're here. You want to see flyovers, and you want to see course descriptions, and you want to see what to do and what not to do well and score well and win this golf tournament. So, okay, Royal Liverpool, a classic link-style golf course. It's playing somewhere in the neighborhood of 7,300, 7,350 yards, par 71 track. I'll get to that in a minute. Undulating fairways, strategically placed bunkers, and some definitely unforgiving rough. Gorse, I mean, if you're 5 yards off the fairway in some parts, you're just hacking. So you got to have maintain your fairways, and also precision off the tee. Obviously, like I said, creative shot making, tee to green type stuff. I mean, you got to be savvy around the green because you're not going to hit all these greens. Now we're looking at this. The signature hole on the front nine is the par 5 fifth, known as Dun, and that requires it's an easy hole. I mean, it's not. You just hit the fairway and it's a birdie hole. It does have some fairway bunkers, so you do not want to find those. Well guarded green, but it's a must birdie every round. It should surrender somewhere in the neighborhood of 8 to 12 eagles, maybe even more. I don't know. I'll show you a quick snippet here of the holes, and this is actually I'll pull it up here since I got it. But hole number 10, we'll get to that in a minute. But here's hole number 5. If you can see it, 13 eagles. This is way back in 2014 when Rory won it, but 213 birdies. So you already know that's going to be easy. So you hit this back nine, and what's going to happen is you're going to hit number 10, and it's not going to be a par 5. So what they've done is well, obviously on the back nine, the prevailing coastal winds will be significant, and they always impact shots. But like I said, they converted number 10 to a long par 4, so it won't be 532, but it'll be like just probably a touch over 500 yards, maybe 508, 510, somewhere in that range. But that's going to make scoring much more difficult. So par is going to be the score because most guys birdied it every day. I don't know that you're going to be trying to drive you. I don't know if you're going to get the kind of run out you can. The only way you're going to eagle this hole is if probably hole out from distance. So also on the back nine, the par 4 14th is called Long. It poses a pretty stern challenge. It's got a narrow fairway, well-protected green. You need accuracy and length off the tee to take advantage of that one. The closing stretch. So obviously they're down the stretch here. There's a new wrinkle. Number 17 is now a par 3. And then you're going to get into the closing stretch, the iconic par 5 18th, known as Dowies, where players need to navigate their way past bunkers, and you don't want to find these fairway bunkers. You got to reach the green in two. Take advantage. Take advantage. Royal Liverpool has hosted the Open on 12 occasions, and most recent, like I said, I'm showing you right now, 2014 when Rory McIlroy won, and then way back in the day before that, Tiger won here without hitting a single driver off the tee. So the main thing you want to do, he was getting a lot of run out, by the way, but you hit fairways off the tee, and that's what both Tiger and Rory did. I think Rory was not as good if player stats. He was maybe 65%, but Tiger hit like 80% fairways. So once you manage that, you can score. The main thing is to birdie those par fives. And then, of course, number 10, like I showed you before, used to yield nearly 200 birdies itself. So with that out of the way, I'm thinking more like a 10 to 13 under par winning score, depending on how bad the wind is. And speaking of the wind, this is just a brief look right here of what the weather is going to look like Thursday. And it's way too far out to tell. You know how the weather can change over there in the islands. So be on the lookout for that. So, but 15-mile-an-hour winds, it doesn't look too awful bad for that region this time of year. So anyway, when it comes to players, I want guys who can avoid those unforced errors. Guys like Rory, who we made fun of last year because he played too conservatively and ended up losing the tournament to Cam Smith. But he was fairways and greens. And if Cam Smith hadn't been chipping in off the greens and making 40-foot putts all week, he would have won this tournament going away, and we would have been praising Rory on how well he played and how smart he was and how he played tee to green and he played fairways and greens and he two-putted, So anyway, too bad he'll be the highest owned player, Rory, that is, largely due to this pricing coming out early. Speaking of which, like I said, DK did flip the script on this pricing. We'll take a quick look at that over here. And way up here, you got Scheffler at 12.5, Rory and Rahm. But then it does get kind of into just regular pricing after that, honestly. I mean, I know these guys would probably be like 10K, Cam Smith, and 99, maybe 10K Brooks, 99. But it's not that far off as you get down in here. Hovland was 97 this week. Now he's 10. Cantlay, he was over 10. Ricky. So it does kind of normalize itself after you get past about the first dozen golfers. But then you get down in here and you got guys like Adam Scott at 7,900, Tony Finau, 8,200. He's always low priced in majors. Min Woo, not faring so well in round 3. He's hurting my lineups. Patrick Reed down here. And then you get into like the regular kind of PGA Tour, Denny McCarthy, Siwoo Kim, Russell Henley kind of guys. Gary Woodland, I think, is a great price this week. Excuse me. And then you get down into when you start getting under 7K, then you're going to be running into like Phil is 6,900. Wow. Bobby Mack, Horschel, Seabez might be Bezuidenhout might be a play this week for me, since you don't need a ton of distance off the tee, but the accuracy will work for you. So he hasn't, just a quick look at his game log. I wonder the cut at John Deere, but he didn't really shoot that bad around. He's gone low like once in his career, like the Canadian Open the year before that. I played him in that tournament, and he actually paid off for me that week. But then you got guys, but these guys down here, these two guys, Brendan Todd and Griot, Emilio, those two guys, Victor Perez, but Griot and Todd are interesting to me because they've got high finishes in British Open championships and whatnot. But then look, you're getting down into Detry, 6,400, playing well this week. He should be able to carry it over. Molly, I don't know about him. He can pop up from time to time. I'm just kind of zip through this real quick just to show you the sub 6K guys. Are you going to play Richard? He's not even sub 6. He's friggin' 6. So you got Connor Syme, Shinkwin. These are the guys, half of the Colin Morikawa. He's kind of halfway there. He's partial Kawa. He's semi Kawa. And so you got Iowata, I do believe is a pretty solid golfer in his own right, but he hasn't played a whole lot. He fourth at the Handa. That was a little while back. Have to maybe have some interest in him. But if I go down here, Russell Crowe's brother, Harrison, Rosner. I played Rosner this week. People said, "Oh, I'm not going to play him." Rick Run Good said, "Don't play him. He's not even good." Well, he made the cut. Get her done. So I did really good with my lower price guys like Rosner and Sammy Valimaki made the cut. Of course, he shit the bed today, shooting a 6 over in round 3 to torpedo everything. But I was looking real good there for about a half a minute. But down here, like Matthew Southgate, these are names. But then you get former champions like Darren Clark is still in this tournament. He's like 107 now in that range. He's just an older fella. And then Fitzpatrick brother, maybe Alex. I don't know. He's probably not ready for prime time. But John Daly's out, thank God. But he's 5,500 to stone him in. So that's basically what we're looking at when we're looking at the cheat sheet. So if you go trying to build lineups, we'll go back up here just to do a little quick build. The way they priced it, they kind of hamstrung it. You can't do this. I mean, there's no way you can do that. Now, what I did look at was like doing something like a Rory and then something like maybe Xander, because rule of thumb was if I can get like 7K to 7,400 average remaining player after I double stack up top, then I'm in pretty good shape. Because, like I said, I could literally come down here and pop Griot and Todd, like I discussed, both of those guys, and then that kind of gets you up out of the hole a little bit. And then if you went like Shank or somebody, Shank wouldn't be a half bad play, I don't think. But Nick Taylor's been brought up. And then that gives you 7,600 for your final guy. So you have two studs up top, and then you'd have a mid-7 guy, and then you're dipping. So if that's the route you want to take, but then of course you can always just do. Everybody's talking Morikawa, and I was thinking this myself as we polish this off. A little time the tank action, and now we're in the mid-8s, and then you dip down and you take that. Take Detry or somebody, and now you're at 8,600, and you can start maybe working your way back up to a couple of guys and grabbing Rory at top, because then now you still have 7K, or if you want to get it down in here into the mids, you can do Fitzy, and then say Fleetwood 7,100, something like that. But anyway, that will do it for the show. Appreciate you joining me. Race to 1,000 subs. We're almost there. I want to get there by the end of the month. That'd be really, really great. I would appreciate everybody hitting that subscribe button that hasn't already done so. And tell a friend, tell 2 friends, get your grandmother's account out and dust it off and subscribe. Help a brother out. And until the next video, we'll see you soon. Thank you for watching.